In this video, I'm going to share 4 reasons you're getting ghosted after sharing your pricing with a client. This is a super interesting topic, so let's dive in. Hi, I'm Lainey. I'm an invitation designer. I've taught thousands of other designers how to start and grow successful businesses. And if you are a stationer, I hope you'll check out Stationery School, which is our membership. It's got 50 plus, it's growing every month, courses in it right now to help you start and grow your stationery business. Today, we're going to talk about why you're getting ghosted, 4 top reasons, kind of how to avoid them, how to deal with them when you're in them. Getting ghosted sucks. It's like, I'm putting all this effort into you and you're just ignoring me. What did I do wrong? After you share your pricing, this is the most common time in the process that you're going to get ghosted. So I think this is the main place that we're going to focus on today. The first reason that you're getting ghosted is probably because you didn't qualify the client correctly. This is about making sure you have the right clients coming to you. They kind of understand your general style, your general price range, your general timeline needs before they even get to you. So you're not expending any energy into clients that don't fit in those categories. How you can qualify is honestly just making your website extremely clear and repeating these things over and over again. You can put your starting out price. You can make it on your form that there's a drop down for budget that doesn't have anything below your starting out price. You can remind people over and over again what your timelines look like. You can have all of your images to show things that are really consistent with your style and your work. I'm not going to say these things are always going to be foolproof, so there's definitely a chance that someone's going to sneak through that doesn't realize they're not quite your style or doesn't realize, thinks they can fudge the budget a little bit. But the more that you can do, the more times that you can just put that out there, repeat it, make it very clear to your clients, like before you even reach out to me, do you fit these kind of qualifications? If you kind of think that someone doesn't fit those qualifications, you also don't have to fully entertain them as if they do. So you can say, hey, by the way, I just want to confirm, like our average for an invitation suite like this is about $3,500. Is that a number you're comfortable with? And then they can respond to you and let you know how they're feeling or how they're not feeling about that. They might ghost you at that point, and that's okay. You didn't expend a lot of time there. The number 2 reason you're probably getting ghosted is just that the client is out of budget. Sounds exactly like what I was trying to avoid with number 1. Some people are still going to slip through the cracks, or if you offer some things at a lower price point and they're trying to get your biggest thing, but they see the number 1,000 and they're trying to get something that's $10,000 for $1,000. Those things are just going to slip through, and it's not something that you can avoid. In general, if I don't hear from a client, I try not to take it personally, and I just think, okay, I'm out of budget. Some people think that you can talk about value and bring people up to your budget, convince them to kind of splurge. I don't like this for a couple of reasons. First of all, you can make someone who wants to spend $3,000 spend maybe $3,500, but you can't make someone who wants to spend $1,000 spend $10,000. That's just not something that is going to happen. And when I was planning my wedding, I was really frustrated when a photographer just wouldn't give me a range at all on their website or something. I just didn't even reach out to those people because I thought, okay, I have something on the lower end of the budget and they're not going to be able to convince me to spend more, even though I want to, my heart wants to, but I just can't do that. I also never want to work with someone who feels like they're splurging on me. So if I'm trying to constantly convince them to go over budget, that's not something that I want. I want them to feel really comfortable with what they're spending on me, whether that's $100 or $10,000. It doesn't matter. This happens at every price point. It's just about the way that they feel about booking you. So if you get ghosted after sharing your pricing, first of all, figure out how you can qualify better. Second of all, don't take it too personally. And third of all, see how you can reevaluate your process to include less of your time before that pricing is shared. Maybe you can just get a pricing guide you send over to them, and then if they ghost at that point, it's okay because you haven't devoted a ton of time. Okay, the third reason you might be getting ghosted is just that your process is not clear. Maybe they're okay with your pricing, maybe they're okay with everything, but they don't know what the next steps are because you have not provided that to them. So in the process of giving your pricing, quoting, etc., you do want to give at least some explanation of how we move forward. I'm not really going to get on the phone with the client until they've at least seen my first proposal, so we know that pricing is at least somewhere in the general range that they're comfortable with. But then after that, I'm going to be very, very clear about my process. And most of the time, if we can kind of get to that phone call, get to a second proposal with a few changes, they definitely are going to book. They're not very likely to ghost me at that point. But if you're finding that, then maybe just including some process steps or making sure you're including next steps. So here's the proposal, here's what happens next. We can jump on the phone and talk further, nail this down. We can You can book and we can start working on designs. I can do sketches, whatever it is that comes after your first proposal. Make sure you're including that in your email so they understand what do I need to do next if I want to move forward. The fourth reason, and probably the one that you have the most room to improve on at this point, is that you're not showing value equal to the level of money that your pricing costs. This is especially true if you're getting ghosted after sharing pricing. I did mention that you can't bring someone from all the way down here to all the way up here on their budget, but no matter where their budget is, and maybe they would be comfortable spending $10,000, but they're not comfortable spending that with you because you haven't shown value equal to whatever it is that your pricing is. So there's a lot of different ways to show value, and we have some other videos on this and some courses in stationery school about this. But some general ones are just to build a really strong brand, be extremely professional with all of your communications with them, maybe drop a few minor ideas of things that you can do based on their vision board, acting really clear with your policies and your process, and showing that you've kind of done this before, you are a valuable person to hire. There's a lot of different things you can do there. And sometimes you need to just get past that point of like, okay, here's the preliminary pricing. Now we're going to jump on a call. And that's where I'm really going to like share the value and make sure these numbers are pretty equivalent, or if not, value is higher than price. That would be the best place to be. So I know it hurts to be ghosted. I know it's upsetting. I know it hurts even more to think, what did I do wrong here? What can I do better in order to stop getting ghosted as much? But I think you need to take some responsibility and ask yourself, I'm submitting a proposal that's like probably higher than what they're getting from these other competitors, or probably on par with what they're getting from these other competitors. What am I doing that is similar to them, that is different than them? What are they seeing from other competitors that they might not be seeing from me? Because showing that value up front, whether you're doing that or not, it doesn't mean you don't have the expertise. It doesn't mean you don't have the value. It's just about kind of showing that and making sure the client understands that you are an expert and you're someone they can trust with their funds. So most likely there's a little bit of room you can do on qualifying your leads better. There's a little bit of room you could probably do on making your process more clear, but there's probably a lot of room if you are getting ghosted a ton after sharing your pricing, that you have to show the value is equal to that pricing you're sending over. Let me know in the comments if you want me to film a video on some more ways to add that value, and I'd be happy to do that. But I hope that some of these tips are helping you prevent getting ghosted, or at least deal with it and not take it so personally in the moment if it does happen. I know it hurts, but we have to take a look at ourselves and say, how can we prevent this from happening in the future? Maybe it's by not getting those leads in the first place, qualifying better. Maybe it's by funneling some of those down so that they don't feel inclined to reach out to you if they don't have X budget, X style, X time frame. But maybe it's also about some things that we can do to show more value, make sure our processes are clear, make sure we're acting like a really professional resource for them. I hope some of these tips are helpful. Let me know if you try them out. While you're here, subscribe, watch some other videos about stationery design. And if you want to take this a little further, join Stationery School. It's 50 and growing every month lessons all about things that will help you grow your stationery business. Thanks, everyone.